Alright, one thing I dearly forgot to do in the last part was build a stone wall right here, and you need to do this. So otherwise Berenguer will send units down this little path right here and sneak along this little plateau, if you want to call it that. Or else he will sneak units in here. You're going to be just filled with trouble for quite a while, considering you don't have much of an army to defend yourself. So we need 2 more units to make our 10 lumberjacks complete, and with these guys you can send 2 of them all the way down here. I scouted out a little bit obviously with my villager. When you get this wall up, you should be set in defending this. You might want to make a couple more units. I made a couple cavalry archers off screen as well to help defend that relic, because they will send units down there more than just a monk to try to take that relic from you. Alright, so now that that builder is done, that scout cavalry is not going to be getting through, because they can sneak through, head down this little path, get through these trees. It's a sneaky thing that the creators left in there that you might not be aware of. Some people like to build another town center down here. I'm not going to do that. Alright, so with these guys, what you want to do is you're going to want to build a monastery. You want to build all your... You're going to have 3 units, 3 structures inside your base that are not necessarily unit producers. There's the monastery, which is one, but it's not a huge one as far as unit producer. A university and a blacksmith. You're going to have those 3 inside your base. You have these unit producers down here. With these guys over here, you're going to need some stone. You're also going to need a market soon, so you want to build a market as well. Excuse me, I forgot about the market. So I recommend building a market a little bit further up north, just because you want to be somewhat of a distance to Zaragoza Mohammed's market, and you're going to trade with King Alfonso and his dock as well. So those guys won't do anything to you. Bring these guys down here. There's a bunch of lumber down here that you can use as well. We'll get to that a little bit later, and you want to plot down a monastery as well. Let's put the monastery right here, and hopefully with this walled off, for some reason, I don't know if that prevents them from triggering an attack to you, if there's no real route to take in order to get to you other than taking out this base down there. You can wall off King Alfonso, or not King Alfonso, yeah, King Alfonso's. He has a little wall right here with a couple of watchtowers. You can wall that off as well. And once you get this market up, I'm gonna sell to get some stone, and obviously we're gonna get some miners up soon as well. And you want to get a dock up. All right, so now focus on getting the dock. Sorry, the game's a little slow right now. I've got tons of recordings on my computer right now. Because I'm obviously recording this before I've even released the second scenario on YouTube, so the game's a little bit slow. So we keep heading up here, and you want to find King Alfonso's wall. Here it is. With that stone you just sold, you can wall it off now, and that will prevent Berenguer from coming to this route, which is the only other route by land that he can get to you. Alright, so now that university is up, you can build one last building that you're going to need. It's not a unit producer, and that is the blacksmith. And I recommend building it slightly behind this university, just because you need this room for farms potentially. And with this dock up, you can build a bunch of fishing ships and exploit all this fish in the river. There's tons of fish in this river. Make sure you take advantage of that. And so I'm going to send these guys down here. They're going to start to do some mining and get some gold together, and get some trade carts together as well. I believe we already have caravans since we are in the castle age. I believe we do, but that is not to be worried about right now. And you want to bring these guys over here. They're going to do a lot of fishing for you to start out with, because there's a lot of fish on this side of the river as well. You're going to have to build about 4 docks in the end to account for all the fish that's in this river. Obviously, you're going to continue to build docks as you get closer to a different source of fish in the river, or you need more fish, or whatever the case is. So just check to make sure there's no other buildings you need to create right now. I am going to make 2 monks just to help myself out, and obviously you need more than food when you're the Saracens to get going with your own. What was that? Put this mill down here to get your blacksmith upgrades. So check for idle villagers. No idle villagers right now. Obviously, food is the most important commodity for us right now, as we have a good amount of wood. We'll get that upgrade in a little bit, but obviously I cannot afford it quite yet. And once these guys are ready, we can plop down the dock and then get a mill out as well. This dock will allow us to trade with King Alfonso, and we'll slowly be able to trade some more as we get more docks up. Obviously, it's not a huge payoff when we're going to trade, but it is something nonetheless. And you're going to need some houses as well if you're going to continue to make, whether that be cavalry archers or monks to help you defend against Count Berenguer over here, which will send units kind of the Ostrogoth style to scout out around him. And once you get the opportunity, you need 50 more stone. There's a stone pile right here that we cannot gain access to right away. We'll get to that later. And we can't produce any more fishing ships, so I'm going to start fishing myself, and I'm going to make a mill right here. Do some shore fishing. Obviously, that's the most payoff you can get from your food to start out with. No, you don't have to expend any wood. Ideally, you want to hunt and you want to fish to begin with, but hunting's kind of scarce right now. But there's plenty of fish to fish. Fish to fish. And those guys will scout around. Don't be too worried about them. And I guess you can take out these pavilions, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not the most heavily prepared defensively. So that's up, and you can build some houses over here in King Alfonso's base just to get mixed in, because that's away from Count Berenguer. You have plenty of space over here, plenty of real estate. It doesn't really matter too much of where you go. And send. You're going to have enough for about 3 villagers here in a second, and set the rally point at this gold mine for a while. Take care of this gold mine first, because that will allow you to get some more upgrades and allow you to be more defensively sound before you go for that gold mine right on the edge of your wall right here, which can get hit from Count Berenguer from time to time. So keep plopping down these houses and get upgrades when you have the opportunity to do so, but no food, so no upgrades right now. Just kind of treading through stuff right now, and once 2 monks are ready, you can get some monk upgrades, because most of them are just gold, and you can kill some of these units that like to sit around. But I believe it's a trigger number, so if you kill a unit, they'll produce another one, and they have plenty of gold, so don't think about starving them. They have four relics in their coffers right now. I don't even have this relic yet, and that reminds me, I had forgotten to send this monk down here, because I don't want to have to defend this for much longer. And obviously you can tell that they send units down here, so it's important to have some units to take out. They have a scout cover, and they will send a monk down here, but since we got everything walled off, they really don't have a path to go and get that relic. And they don't produce a navy, even though they're the Spaniards, and I believe they should have the opportunity to go to the Castle Age, but they don't, so we're going to be thankful for that. And bring this camel back to our group, get him healed up a little bit, and make sure your monk's taking the right route. Where's the monk? Alright, that shouldn't be too bad of a route. And where is El Cid? Do I have El Cid over here? Yes, I do. So, this is about all you can do right now. We're going to be chilling for the rest of this video. Not much else to do. Taking care of some necessary stuff. And I'll play ahead quite a bit before we pick up the next time, as I usually like to do. That reminds me as well, get some trade cogs up. Obviously, they don't cost any food, so we can make them plentiful. And what I mean about the docks is, because there's more fish over here, you're going to want to have a dock closest to you. The ideal thing for you when you're making advances economically is to reduce the number of steps and the distance that you have your resource gathering units go, which is pretty obvious, but I thought I'd throw that in there. And here's the King Alfonso's market. You can trade. You can send some of your trade carts over here to do some trading with him, which I will to start out with, because it's more of a payoff than going to Zaragoza, and plus it mixes it up a little bit. And you can send these trade cogs. Once that trade cog gets ready, set a rally point right there. And you have most of this map scouted out. And because you only have one enemy, you only have to worry about one enemy's number of villagers. So spies and treasons is very easy to get, so we'll easily get that. Don't worry about scouting out into Count Berenguer's area. We'll get a picture of that sooner than later. So check out how many miners we have. We have 8. What's the idle villager? Have him keep producing houses. Actually, no, we don't need him to produce houses because we're going to make a castle eventually, and I don't want to be overkill and have a wasted wood right there. So I'll help her out shore fishing wise. Relic is picked up. So with that relic picked up, that southern base isn't too important to us. It's still important, but it's not as important. And that relic will slowly give you a good amount of gold, and you're going to need that since you don't have access to too many gold patches in this scenario. Alright, so I'm going to set the rally point over here now, since it looks like we have enough miners. Yes, we have 10 miners now. So I'm going to set that rally point right there. And once I get the opportunity, I'm going to make heavy plow, and that's the furthest ability for our farming upgrades that we can make. We obviously don't have crop rotation because of the Saracens, unfortunately. And keep monitoring your lumber pile, because you want to send some guys over here and eventually down there as well. But that wall is very important to get. You will struggle mightily if you don't get that wall up, if you're doing it the way I am doing this scenario. And be careful, Count Berenguer has a castle right here with I believe a watchtower as well, so some of your fishing ships or trade cogs might get hit by it. So if you want to make careening just to make your ships a little less vulnerable to that assault, go ahead, but I don't think it's necessary right now. So the music's playing tricks on you right now, a little black magic music style. Heavy plow is ready, so with these guys, I am going to build another dock over here. Actually, let's see how much fish is over here. There's a little bit of fish, not enough to warrant a dock. But I will build one down here in Zaragoza, and eventually I'm going to build another one over here. There's plenty of fish there, so I'm going to send some fishing ships out there, about 4 of them. How many fishing ships do you have right here? And obviously once you're done with all the fish in the river, which won't take as long as you may think, you can just delete all of those fish. And they don't know where to go because there's a wall right here. Where do I go? Nowhere. I stay in my base. Where do I go? Transport ship. Oh, I don't make transport ships. Well, that's unfortunate. So, let's see. Is there any much shorefish? You want to get some more shorefish with that fisherman. That shorefish is about done. You might want to build a mill over here as well to have another place to put some farms down. And it looks like they're attacking Saragossa, which is not a big deal. That doesn't attribute to your success whatsoever. And you can set up another dock or another mill, excuse me, right there, and get that shorefish with those guys. Obviously staying away from the farms as long as possible. And unit production is stopped now because I need some more houses. I don't know what else I was producing, so I'm going to send another person. Might as well get a house right now. Don't have to wait. And sorry for crowding the streets, King Alfonso, but it's just what I got to do. You're kicking me out of your city. You're killing one of my friends. I mean, I gotta crowd your streets. Maybe at least I'm not rioting. So you can keep a couple units down here if you'd want to. They protect some of your houses, which are important, and protect your unit producers, obviously. And we'll get some of these upgrades now. So I'm going to start off with the stable because I always like the stable first. And I guess you can repair some of these battering rams, but it's not that important right now. And we're going to get some of these upgrades. So let's see which one to go for first. I would say, I'm going to stay off of that right now because I want to get some of these before I go for the monastery. And obviously I'm going to do all the research upgrades and resource gathering off screen so you guys don't have to sit through any more of this. But I figured you might as well see what I'm doing because this is probably one of the most economically in-depth scenarios to start out with. And you have to be very efficient with your population. I believe you only have you can only produce... I'm not sure if it's 100 or 75. I believe I played this last night and I already forgot. That's pretty pathetic. Or I played this 2 nights ago. So he's going to keep firing away. And with these villagers ready, we're going to check how many fishing ships we have. We have... too bad they don't show the fishing ships over here. They will show trade units and fishermen, but not the fishing ships. Kind of wish they did. 4 fishing ships right there. And 4... right there, so 8, and I should have plenty as far as gathering food. Obviously farms give you more of a payoff to begin with, and that'll be a nice dock for your fishing ships. And let's check out the shorefish situation. You can build another mill right there and have them go for that shorefish, and there's some shorefish over here, I believe. You can get that as well. And we're going to get some blacksmith upgrades. Start with iron forging as usual, and husbandry as well. We're just about ready for that. And I'm going to have a really diversified attack force when I go for Count Berenguer. I like to go with trebuchets, obviously, but we get bombard cannons, which is awesome, and hand cannoneers. So I'm going to go a little gunpowder style on them, and I'm going to use a lot of gunpowder units. And also I will be mixing up with some heavy camel as well, because you get zealotry, and Mamelukes will be your primary, as far as a non-siege unit in your attack force. So, still lacking in stone, which is going to be a recurring problem throughout the scenario since there's only one stone patch. But you can later on, once you take down Count Berenguer's castle, which is right there, you can extend yourself out to that. And I would lock this gate just because you don't want to get into any scenarios where they're sneaking through and you're trying to get them and they come through. And that's how things get started with Count Berenguer. And they're kind of mystified by that gate, so you can just stay here and you're protected nice and easily, nice and calm for the rest of the scenario. So check out this. I don't recommend making any archers throughout the scenario. I just made some cavalry archers for right now. I eventually killed them. So I'm not going to make any archers, and I'm not going to get any archer upgrades because that doesn't even affect your Mamelukes. Their Mamelukes are considered hand-to-hand, and that doesn't affect your hand cannoneers. So I'm not going to deal with the archery range, but I will deal with these guys. So I'm going to make some squires now as well. And hey, get to work, man! I know the pickaxe may be heavy, silver and gold. Why don't you go licking it? Alright, there's plenty of gold there to mine. Go ahead and do work. Alright, so they're done with their shore fishing. Bring them over here now. And it looks like those fishing ships have got that taken care of. So I'm going to build a mill right there so I can kind of be in range of this that salmon. And I thought salmon was red. That doesn't look like salmon, that looks like perch. And it gets that shore fish right there as well. So fishing ships will be great for you in this scenario. You want to get more of this river scouted out a little bit later. But we'll get to that later on once I want to build another dock over here. And you might want to make a galley to kill a couple of these pikemen as well, which is a good idea. And we're almost already ready. You need 4,000 gold to get spies and treason. So once I get to the Imperial Age, I recommend that being the first thing you get. And redemption, don't worry about. You're not going to be converting any Count Berenguer units, so don't do that. You're not going to be doing atonement either. I recommend going for herbal medicine, sanctity, and hearsay. So I'm going to go for sanctity right now. That's pretty cheap. And I'm going to get bodkin arrow and this. Stay away from leather archer armor and the upgrade succeeding that. You're not going to be making any archery range units. And let's check out this guy. You can get champions with the Saracens as well, so you might as well pursue the long swordsman, the two-handed swordsman, and the champion eventually. You cannot get halberdiers, at least from my recollection. Nope. So stay away from that, obviously. And you can't get paladins. Or can you get cavaliers? No, you cannot. So focus on the heavy camel, especially with the zealotry. You can go with the watchtower if you want to protect your stone pile later on, but I'm not going to focus on that either. Not enough food. Don't you deny me. I ain't in no famine. Hey, get to work. So where are you guys at? Shore fishermen? Good. I'm going to send you to work out the salmon because you were not getting to work. I'm going to make you walk further. That's how I punish people. I crowd streets and I make people walk further. That is some punishment. Alright. So I'm going to send this lady down here and I'm going to have her build a dock past this stone pile. And probably going to build a mill later on. This shorefish is kind of out of range, so I'm not going to have them building a mill right here. And you can make a galley. Obviously, this is a big chunk of the river you're going to have to deal with later on, so you're going to build a couple more docks here, still out of the woods and building docks. Check your idle villager, and we're all good. So this is looking sound. I'm going to build this finally. It took me a while to do that. And this looks about ready, so I'm going to go over the long swordsman now, and that's looking good. So this scenario is looking nice and calm, except for the music being absent once again. And in the next part, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be much further along with my with the game. I might be in the Imperial Age because I want to research a lot, but I won't do tries and speeds until I meet up with you guys again because I just want to see, have you guys there when I reveal all the maps so you don't think I'm cheating or anything. And can you get research technologies and resource gathering and get all my, just basically get everything set away before I go for the stone rush and the gold rush that I want to get. And I make my cannon galleons to take down Berenguer's castle, the closest one to you. That's a strategy. I don't recommend making trebuchets just because of the hassle it is right there. And making cannon galleons is great. So continue that, and that's about it for part 2 of the Exile of the Cid. Pretty standard. I don't recommend getting war galley because you're not going to make any fast fire ships or heavy demo ships or galleons. Just the cannon galleon later on. Hey, you can't fish that? Get arms, lady! Jeez. So they're done. There's Tom eats little puddles that he loves. And I got about 40 seconds left to chill here. See what upgrades I can get. I'm going to go with hearsay because they're going to have a lot of monks when you go in and assault them. So that'll be good to know. It's kind of an insurance thing more so. And I'm going to deal with them later. So nothing really else to show you guys here in part 2 of the Exile of the Cid. Once again, I'm going to be doing a lot off screen, and then we'll pick up like I usually do after doing off screen work. Thanks for watching again, guys.